subscribe.
Okay, so where were we? Street Fighters, right. So, alright, so there's several more, but, well, there's like, okay, there's KTM, BMW, and, there's KTM, BMW, and Yamaha. So let's cover those three. The BMW Street Fighter, well, there's like a sort of cafe naked, and then they have the Street Fighter. The new RT9, which is the new bike, and then the F800, which has been their Street Fighter, which is actually used by a few, well, at least there's one stunter I know. I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but they did this promo on the top of a building or whatever, where he, the stunter, you know, he rides into a building, takes the elevator to the roof of the building, and stunts up on the roof of the building, and it's with the their F800 R. Now that bike, I was actually very seriously considering that. I saw it at the Moto Show, International Moto Show, early last year, and I was really impressed with it. I liked it a lot. And so I was like, you know, that's a really the reason why I like that bike is because it looks different. It just, you know, some people think it's ugly. I like it. I like anything that looks like unusual, out of the ordinary, kind of I love asymmetrical lines on a bike that complement each other and whatever. BMW seems to have gone with this very angular, with these very angular geometrical shapes, you know, with the headlights and the tank and so forth. And that's one of the things I like about their bikes, you know, and the S1000 RR has that same kind of appeal. It looks very organic with the asymmetrical headlights, you know, the sort of aquatic looking faired treatment with the gills on the side, and the fairings are actually, they're not, I think if you look at the left or the right side of the bike, they're the two sides are different from one another. In other words, they're not, I don't think they're set up identically, but that's one of the characteristics I like about that bike. But back to the Street Fighter. So the F800 is, to me, it's kind of in a class by its own because it's in a different horsepower category than it's in a different horsepower category than most of these other Street Fighters, with a few exceptions. I think that the F800 is going to probably fall into the same HP category as the Duke KTM Duke 690, which I saw at the international show late last year, back in December. Now you have several others. You have, we talked a little bit about the MV Agusta Brutale. We touched on it with the Dragster, which is their super middleweight, super mid-naked Street Fighter. But the 675, their standard, that particular bike, and last year there are some complaints about the, from what I understand, based on the reviews, there were complaints about the fuel map and the ride-by-wire setup, and it kind of I believe I heard a similar, I can't remember if Yamaha's FC9 is ride-by-wire or not, but I'm pretty sure that the MV, at least their 675 Brutale, the throttling was extremely unsettling for even like a lot of the expert editors, riders that were doing the review on the bike, and they didn't like it. And when Adam Waheed of Motorcycle USA did a review of the 800 Brutale, apparently they MV had since, I guess, revised their electronics with the ride-by-wire setup, and he actually felt that it was sorted out, or that particular, and that's a major issue, because if you're not, you know, part of your connection with the bike is in the throttling, and when you're twisting or opening, or, you know, cracking the throttle open or rolling off, and that sort of thing. So there's very specific elements to riding the bike. So the F800 was a bike that I was seriously, back to the F800, was a bike that I was seriously considering, and I just felt I'd probably get bored with it. I don't know, maybe bored's not the right term. I wasn't completely sold on the bike. As much as I liked the looks of the bike and, you know, probably could do a few things, I just wasn't completely sold, because that particular bike there is, I believe, based on their sport touring GT, the GT bike, the GT 800. The GT, is it the GT 800 R or whatever it is, which is their fully fared like light sport touring bike. So it's loosely based on that.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends. Also be sure to check out the other videos posted up here. Stickers will be available soon, so stay tuned.